Well, hi everybody. This is Dear Mama Sal, and we are live here on a Friday evening. And as usual on a Friday evening, we're going to smile a little bit. For those of you who may be watching for the first time, welcome. Feel free to join in the chat if you would like to do that. Just know that if I see some chat, I'll probably ask you whether I'm allowed to repeat it, because sometimes people forget that the broadcast actually stays on YouTube as a standalone video. The chat isn't available to see, but if I'm talking about something that I see in chat, that could be repeated. And so I will probably ask you. The regular viewers know that's going to happen, and they're smart enough not to write anything that they don't want me to repeat. Or they'll actually put a little note that says, do not repeat. And I try to do that. Hi there, Jody. I just wanted to let you know that I really wanted to thank the viewers who took the time and effort and were kind enough to wish me happy birthday. And it's really cute. Hi there, Sharon. It was really cute. I started to get some birthday wishes from the Philippines very early on last night. And I forgot, that happens because, of course, it turns into the right day over there before it does over here. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about before I do the quotes is that how kind Jody was to me. And Jody sent me a little care package, well, a big care package, actually. And one of the many things she put in it was one of these spinner things. And I have never used one, and it is such fun. I just hope that Pat comes in so Pat can see I don't have to click the pens anymore. I've got my own spinner, and it will, Jody, just so that you know, it will stay in my broadcast box, that I put all the stuff for the broadcast into a box, and it will stay there, and hopefully I will have it a long, long time. One thing I already know, that if I don't have it, I'm going to have to get another one. Now, there were other things in my care package, including um, this, which I thought was sort of sparkly highlighter for getting my makeup on. I was wrong. Thank goodness I decided to put my glasses on before I put it on my face. Because in fact, what it is, I believe, I haven't got my glasses here with me, but it's etching powder. And Jody, I don't know if you can believe this. I actually have a bottle of etching liquid, and I never knew what it was for. I somehow or other had picked it up one day when I was in Michael's or something similar that sold all sorts of stuff. Why I picked it up, I don't know. I thought it was something that I could use, but when I'm going, what is this? I have no idea. Yeah, so embossing powder, right? And so I've got the embossing liquid without knowing why. Now I know why. It was waiting for you to send me this, and I will have great fun with it. Thank you. Now, there were other things in the package which I have not unwrapped. So I thought you guys, being the romantics that you are, would probably like to see me unwrap some stuff. So this one, okay, I have no idea what I've got here. Yeah, it's funny. I know people like to see people unwrap things. All right, I might need my glasses. Okay, I have no idea what it is. It's from Paul Mitchell, so it's probably a hair thing. Jody, before I get my glasses, which are in the other room, can you let me know what this is? It's for my hair. Hang on a second. Or for my what? That part of the screen is missing. Hang on a second. I've got to reduce my screen a bit. See if I can read that bit. Or for my art, a serum. Oh, yes, you're right. I can use that for my art. Now, given the choice, it'll probably do both. What fun. Now, don't know what this is, but it also came in the box. And I like the way she sent me all these baggies as well. Was there a reason for that? I got more baggies. And, you know, for somebody who doesn't throw away baggies. Oh, 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 oh. It's something with my name on it. You know that's got to be good. Huh. It is. Okay, first of all, isn't that cute? Oh, it's got more things inside. So it is a makeup bag, I think. And I've got some eyeshadow, which would perfectly match what I'm wearing today. And, oh, Jody, how long were you collecting all of this stuff? This looks like, definitely wasn't a last minute thing. This looks like a twofer. I don't know what twofer it is, but it looks like I've got two for the price of one here. Oh, makeup brushes for my makeup bag. And yes, look at that. I got one makeup brush that looks like that. And then one like that. All right, Jody, this one for the powder. And this one for the eyes. Yeah, you must have been collecting for quite a while. Well, you know, you must have had such fun doing this. That's what makes it fun for me, because I can imagine you going, oh, yeah, she'll like that. This is heavy, people. All right, anybody want to guess what's in here? I want to tell you it is heavy. It's heavier than... All right, so one is a powder and the other is a blender highlighter brush. Okay. This is... difficult to unwrap is what it is. It's a chocolate bar, apparently. But she wouldn't send me chocolate because I don't think she sent me chocolate. It's an eyeshadow collection. That means that that was very thoughtful, because... Okay, hang on, people. I'll get there. Without breaking a nail, hopefully. Could be a challenge. Without breaking a nail. Keep saying that. Yes, there we go, without breaking a nail. I know, look at this. This is the chocolate box. Oh my gosh. Now then, won't those suit me perfectly? Jody, absolutely the right colors for me. Now I've just got to learn how to use them. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but Jody used to be a makeup person at some level. So I really should be getting her to give me instructions on this stuff. And a mirror. Look at that. I can see myself. If I put it here, can you smell it? Oh. Oh, you're right. It even smells of chocolate. Thank you, Lolo. Anyway, isn't that thoughtful? So I've got the palette, and it smells of milk chocolate, people. That is really great. And she didn't finish there. So I've got the makeup bag for when I go traveling. And then I've got another one. Okay. Doesn't rattle. Light. Yeah, it doesn't require muscles. You know, that was the thing I was talking about at lunchtime. It is how much fun she must have had doing this, rather than... interesting. It's FDA approved. Now, what would this be? Got a feeling I could She cheated. She cheated. You should see the mess on my floor now. It is an infusion water bottle. Now, I've got to open that up. Oh, a big one too. Oh, I like that as well. And it's got a sucky straw in it. Okay, hang on. You've got to be a rocket scientist to open it. Can I open it with nails? All right, it's got to be a trick. There we go. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Now I see how it... Wait a minute. So you press it there and just clug, clug, clug. And then, oh, and it's got a good grip handle. Isn't that great? And I can hold on to it, which should be great for Big Brother Jeff's visit next week. So I can put lemons and limes and things in here and take the water with me. What I do is I freeze my lemons and oranges, slices of lemons and oranges and things, so that I can just drop them into something like this. Blueberries will go nicely in there as well, right? Wow, Jodie's very, very thoughtful. Thank you, and Lionel, and anybody else that was involved in that. It was really so thoughtful. Thank you. And baggies, which I will not be throwing away because I don't do that. And what I will do, Jodie, is when I play with the embossing stuff, I will send pictures so you can see what I do. But without a doubt, by the way, there was more in the package. Just so you know how much fun she had with this. She also sent me a full face mask for my sleep apnea machine. And Jodie, the one thing that had me concerned last night, now, and you know me pretty well, was I realized that at one stage I woke up and my one nostril was blocked and I was leaning on the other one. So you can understand why I woke up. Because I couldn't breathe anymore. And that made me think about the fact, if there's a power failure and my sleep apnea machine is not pushing air into me, with a full face mask, what happens? Will I just expire quietly? I just thought I should ask that. I'll spin while I wait for that answer. But I would imagine my body would probably tell me to wake up before I expired, right? But that was the only thing that concerned me about having a full face mask, which was, if you can't breathe, if this is controlling your flow of air and there is no flow of air because there's been a power cut, that could be interesting. How many of you going, yeah, that could be interesting. But I'm certain that Jodie has worked that one out before me. Is there anybody online at the moment who has a problem with leg swelling? Because I was talking about this at lunchtime and I thought I needed to mention it again this evening. The spinner. I know, Pat. I was talking about that at lunchtime. I said, Pat's going to be so happy. And you know something, Pat? I spent the whole of the broadcast quietly sitting here like this, spinning away all the time I did the lunchtime broadcast. No clicks whatsoever. So what I wanted to find out is if any of you do suffer from edema of your lower extremities, and if so, I've got a new hack for you. All right, Jodie's saying your body will wake you up. I've had my machine turn off. I could still breathe. Okay, that's good to hear. Oh, Daniel's got a collection of these. Well, I've always heard about them, never had one, didn't realize really what they were about, but now I do. And, what a perfect thing for me to have while I'm doing the broadcast. It's really interesting because I can't walk around. One of the things when I was on stage, I was a very active speaker. I didn't stand on stage at the podium and talk. I'd be up and down the stage and in and out of the audience. And, to sit and talk without moving is actually quite a strain for me. Hi there, Nolene. Nolene, did you miss all the goodies? I got birthday presents. Oh, the Brit saying he's got awful asthma tonight. Have you taken anything would be my first question. But I'm sorry to hear that you're so struggling. It can be very difficult. I know. I've been there, so I do know. So this one is awesome. Awesome. Thank you. And I just keep thinking how lucky I was that I didn't highlight my face with the embossing stuff. It would probably work as long as I didn't get too hot and flushed. Oh, you've got asthma as well, Jody? Let's add it to your list of things that you cope with on a daily basis. Anyway, Jody, you did really, really well. This actually, with some of my art, will be brilliant. I want to see if it's got the magic ingredient in it, which normally begins with the D. I can't read that without my glasses. I've got to check that later. So I've got lots of different colors and lots of wonderful gifts for which I'm very, very grateful. New brushes, a water bottle. The palette fits in the bag. Well, aren't I spoiled? Now, you're probably wondering what Yvonne gave me for my birthday, but we don't do that on my birthday, right? We will probably do that on Sunday because we're going to have I'm not cooking on Sunday. We're having Chinese. I'm probably going to go and get it, but we decided that's what we wanted to do for my birthday is have Chinese. So, and we, it was decided it would be a good idea to have it on Sunday, so I didn't cook. However, I'm pretty sure I know what I'll be getting from Yvonne because Yvonne is always so thoughtful for me, and she always buys me a gift certificate to the local dollar store because, as she so rightly says, I can have more fun in a dollar store than most people can have, in a major, shopping spree at Amazon. I just love, playing in a dollar store, and so I'm really looking forward to that. So I know that at Christmas and my birthday, I'm probably going to end up with money to spend that I wouldn't normally have. And so I put it away in my purse. And then I when I go, I really would like to go to the dollar store, but I don't know I can. I've got a card. All right. So talking about your asthma, it's called Poundland in England, is it? Yeah. Well, pound would make sense, right? Versus the dollar. So I really, and thank you, Nolene. Thank you for the birthday wishes. And for all of you, as I said, it was amazing that the birthday wishes started last night. And one of my friends, ex-friends actually, called me at 9 o'clock this morning, and I contacted him after lunch today and said, I think you phoned me around 9 o'clock, but I wasn't awake. So there we go. But thank you for the kind thought. So let's have a smile or two. And thank you so much, for Jody, for not only the presents, but obviously the time and effort you put into not only getting them, but wrapping them, and then sending that huge box. I am certain it could have come in a smaller box. I was horrified when I saw what you had spent on postage, but I tried to let go of that because you guys are smart enough to know um, that I would be horrified with that. But you just need to know you did a great job. And I was very excited and still am. I can't wait to play with some of this stuff. So let us start with with some quotes that hopefully will get a smile or two on your face. You have two parts of your brain, left and right. In the left side, there's nothing right. Think about that. In your left side, there is nothing right. Nothing right. And in the right side, there is nothing left. How many of you going, I wake up like that? Now, this one you've got to think about a little bit, but it's clever. It says, I think my neighbor is stalking me as she's been Googling my name on her computer. I saw it through my telescope last night. Okay, and here's the next one. Thanks for explaining the word many to me. It means a lot. All right, and here we have this one I relate to. Artificial intelligence is no match for natural stupidity. How many of you going, I know a few people? And then this one said, my email password has been hacked. That's the third time I've had to rename my cat. All right. Okay, everybody, take a deep breath for this one. You got to think about it a little bit. We just got a fax at work. We didn't know we had a fax machine. The entire department just stared at it. I poked it with a stick. That's not so funny, really, because when I first came to Canada, I'd never seen a fax machine either. And it was in my office. And I'm sitting working, and suddenly this machine behind me starts spitting out paper. And this is way before the computer. It's like, it's not way before the computer. It was just before, as the computer was starting, right? And it was so funny because this machine behind me started streaming out gobbledygook and paper, and I'm going, what on earth is this machine? I didn't know what it was. I'd never seen a fax machine. I'm certain my staff thought I was stupid. Then they found out they were right. Yeah, I poked at it with a stick. How many of you can imagine? What is that? A dad was washing the car with his son. After a moment, the son asked his father, do you think we could use a sponge instead, Daddy? Yeah, this is going to mess the makeup, isn't it? Yeah. I was going to look for my missing watch, but I couldn't find the time. All right, this one I think is very true. Said, I love how in horror movies the person says, is anyone there? As if the killer would say, oh yeah, I'm in the kitchen. Want a sandwich while I'm here? Have any of you ever thought that? Or they creep downstairs and turn the light on. It's just like, oh yeah, why don't you advertise that you are on your way to interrupt them? Yeah. And some of you will relate to this one. My IQ came back negative. So a girl phoned me the other day. This is a guy writing this and said, "Come on over. There's nobody at home." So I went over. Nobody was home. And this is like women sometimes make fools of men, but most guys are the do it yourself types. They can do it on their own. They don't need a woman to show them how stupid they are. All right. All right. Now, this one is pretty droll. Think about this one. It says, I do not engage in mental combat with the unarmed. How many of you have met people where you're going, this isn't even worth playing mind games with because I don't think they have the capacity to play the game? Okay, everybody. Give this one a thumbs up if you like it. When I found out that my toaster wasn't waterproof, I was shocked. And my girlfriend isn't talking to me. She said I ruined her birthday. I'm not sure how. I didn't even know it was her birthday. Okay, Pat. So a man walks into the doctor and the doctor says, I haven't seen you for a while. The man says, yes, I know, I've been ill. How many of you can see the humor in that one? Hi there, Nana. All right. So, it's just, yeah, sorry, I haven't been here. I've been ill. I had that happen to me once when the doctors, I was talking to the doctor about having been ill. He said, why didn't you come and see me? I said, I had to get well enough to be able to drive, bozo. Wise people think all they say. Fools say all they think. Isn't that true? And this one, if you saw the movie, this is really funny. It says, I don't understand why people get attacked by sharks. Can't they hear the music? How many of you saw the movie? Jaws. And it was just like, you just knew from the music. It's a bit, there's certain iconic bits of music, right? The Jaws music being one. Yep. The other was the dueling banjos out of Deliverance. It's amazing how some of these, or Lawrence of Arabia, the soundtrack as he came across the desert. Ugh. It's amazing how those bits of music are so iconic. All right, this one says, I don't understand. Oh, sorry. I'm not saying I hate you, but I would unplug your life support to charge my phone. Ouch. The human brain is one of the most complex objects in the universe. Is it any wonder that so many people never learn how to use it? I'll repeat that. The human brain is one of the most complex objects in the universe. Is it any wonder that so many people never learn how to use it? How many of you going, yeah, I know that feeling? And the cop who said, stupidity is not a crime, so you're free to go. Again, think about this one, people. And it says, whenever I have a headache, I take 2 aspirins and I keep away from children, like the bottle says. I like that one. Yeah, I like that one too. Okay, so it says, what is the what is the most dangerous part of a motorcycle? The nut that connects the seat to the handlebar. And how about this for a really nice insult to somebody, right? I'm glad to see you're not letting your education get in the way of your ignorance. Ouch. And somebody said I accidentally dialed 911. Is it 911 here? Yes, it is, isn't it? Then I set my house on fire so I wouldn't look stupid. Yeah. And again, another version of the same one we've already had, which is my IQ test results came in, and I'm really relieved. Thank goodness it's negative. Um, How about this one, everybody? My wife was furious at me for kicking some ice cubes under the refrigerator. Now it's just water under the fridge. Clever. I like that. And some of you will relate to this one. I don't suffer from insanity. I enjoy every minute of it. Think about it, people. I used to wonder why frisbees looked bigger the closer it came. Then it hit me. um, okay, for those of you who can't read English, the way that the Brit writes it, lollygagging being it's slow. Just refresh your screen. Yeah, just refresh your screen, Brit. It will help. And how many of you like this one, which is, do you realize that makeup is not going to fix your stupidity? Or as somebody said, we have enough gun control, we need idiot control. I don't know what makes you so stupid, but it really works. This was a sign inside. This was a sign inside an elevator, and it said, "Dear couples who fight in public, stop trying to whisper And would it kill you to include some of the backstory? Thank you, Charlotte, for the birthday wishes. I was saying earlier, as I was doing an unwrapping of presents, um, how touched I was, how many viewers took the time and effort to wish me a happy birthday. And it started last night as people in the Philippines started to contact me. And Charlotte, I really appreciate the kind thoughts. And I love the Snoopy, honey. Thank you so much. Teacher asked the students, where was the Constitution of India signed? The student at the bottom of the page. Actually, Jody, could you make a note? Let's do that. The next Friday evening, um, I will do, things that students have said and to teachers, on their test papers and things. I bet you that's hysterical. And funny enough, we were talking about this at lunchtime. We live in an age where mentioning that you read a book seems a little bit like you're showing off. We were saying at lunchtime how in my day, we always took the time to sit down and read the paper. And I think in a way we were better informed across the board. We knew a little bit about the politics, we knew a little bit about sports, we knew a little bit about everything because we would sit down and read the paper, and then we'd always, see the comic section, so we'd always have a laugh. And I was thinking how healthy that was for us. It was a bit of education and a couple of laughs, and most of all, it was sitting down and doing nothing but read the paper for half an hour. And I was saying at lunchtime that I think in a way we were better educated in some ways. All right. So this person said, they say don't try this at home, so I'm coming over to your place to give it a try. What is the difference between a teacher and a train? Hi there, Nyasha. One says, spit out your gum. And the other says, chew, chew, chew. Uh. If I could meet my brain, the first thing I would probably say is, it was truly and sincerely horrible working with you. That would be if I could find both cells. And how many of you think you have room temperature IQ? And this one says you have room temperature IQ if your room is the Antarctic. Now, this is so true. And how many of you have thought this in your life? The probability of somebody watching you is in direct proportion to the stupidity of your action. Right? How many of you stood there and went, I hope nobody was watching me? And then you sort of turn around and go, oh, yeah. And then you just sort of, it's normal. Can you imagine somebody looking you deep in the eyes and saying, "When I look in your eyes, I see straight through to the back of your head"? 70% of our planet is covered in water. The other 30 is covered in idiots. There are some days that I have felt that. All right, so this is another one. Has anyone heard the news about the festival in the US where a girl got her head stuck in the truck's oversized tailpipe? That's exhaust for those of you in across the pond. Um, Apparently, she was exhausted. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Right. This one is so true. How many of you have thought to yourself, the reason I'm single is probably because I didn't forward those chain messages? How many of you had those chain messages and where they say, forward this to 10 people, otherwise, your luck will come to an end or whatever. And I'm going, no, forward this to 10 people and be stupid enough to give the Russians your email address. No, I don't think so. And that of 10 of your friends. Yeah. I like this one, people. I just let my mind wander. Pity it didn't come back. You hear the gaps here because they're ones here that I don't think I can share on public Netflix on YouTube without getting some problems. So that's why you'll hear me just take a break every now and then because I'm trying to find one I can read. The cop said, "Have you been out drinking?" And the guy said, "Yeah, I'm 28. I've been out drinking literally hundreds of times." And how about he who laughs last thinks slowest? This one I liked. Were any famous men born on your birthday? No? Only little babies. By the way, one of the little babies born on my birthday was Warren Buffett, the financier, investor, Berkshire Hathaway. And Cameron Diaz, I think. It's her birthday today as well. Ah, the Brit saying that Diana Ross was born on his. Yeah, but obviously way before. Okay. So do we all know other famous people that were born on your birthday? Now, for any of you who've ever had a great wish to be wise, and I presume some of us have, here is the answer for you. So listen up very carefully. It is so simple to be wise. Think of something stupid to say and then don't say it. This one is a little close to the line, but I think you'll enjoy it anyway. Where do you get where do you get virgin wool from? And the answer, ugly sheep. This says, I never understood how the Nazis couldn't find where Anne Frank was hiding. I've been to Amsterdam. There are signs pointing to her house everywhere. And this one especially for Jody, because I know she loves laughing cow cheese. It says, I'm looking at a single serving. I'm looking at the serving size of a laughing cow cheese, and I now see why the cow is laughing. Or how about, I have agreed with my wife so much that my head just starts nodding at the sound of her voice. Okay, that one was really good, but I can't repeat it. Insanity is defined as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You know, that is funny, but it is also true. All right. And how many people do you know that keep doing exactly the same thing and expect the results to be different? This one, for some reason, I really like. It's sort of like it's a mantra I should have over my coffee machine. Drink coffee, do stupid things faster and with more energy. I like that. Oh, Jane Goodall of the Gorilla fame, Eddie Murphy, and Alec Baldwin were born on your birthday. I don't think I would want to advertise that my birthday was the same as Alec Baldwin. He definitely is a question mark in my mind. Very talented on the one side, but boy, does he have an anger management problem. Oh, and Paul McCartney was born on your sister's birthday. How about that? My voicemail message is just instructions on how to send a text message with a few brief pauses filled with heavy sighing. Yeah, I had at least 3 people call me today that didn't. I couldn't answer them because I was away from the phone or I was broadcasting, and um, I know that they called me, but they didn't leave a message, and it was just like, really? Again, a couple that I can't repeat. This one says, sit down, give your mind a rest. It obviously needs it. A question. How do you get a fish to stop smelling? Cut off its nose. Yeah, but we are on YouTube, and I don't want to get nuked off YouTube, honey. I think I've tried to explain this to you. This is not blog TV or Tiny Chat. This is YouTube. And I don't know if you know, but you know, um, they are much more strict, and that's why we don't get a whole bunch of trolls. It's not about the fact I don't think you're grown up. It's a case of I don't want to get nuked off the channel. Thank you. Some of you will like this one. It's cute. How much for the baby dragon? The pet store owner says, "Sir, that is a lizard." And then the client, who wasn't really listening, said, "Okay, but when did they start breathing fire?" I asked my mother where I was born, and she told me in a hospital. And I said, "Why, Mum? Was I ill?" All right, so some of you will relate with this one. It says, "I'm right 90% of the time, and who cares about the other 3%?" Think about that. I'm right 98% of the time, and who cares about the other 3%? Right. Work that one out. Think about this one. I'd stand in a room amongst a group of people and say, "Hey guys, do you want to see a joke?" And then I walk out of the room, then walk back in, presenting myself in a grand fashion, and hey, voila, here I am. This is me in the morning when I ask myself, does your head only have udon noodles instead of a brain? And they're also, when I get up in the morning, I don't know where the muscles that work my hips have gone overnight, but I wish they'd come back. I don't know if any of you relate to that. It's just like when I get up in the morning, my hips do not want to work very well. So I asked my friend for a sharpened pencil, but he didn't have one. I always knew he was a little dull. Yeah, I'm selling a parachute. Just as good as new. It was only used one time and it didn't even open. This one is funny when you see it written because it says, "How do I?" It's all in capitals. "How do I turn the cap locks off? I accidentally turned it on yesterday and I didn't know how to turn it back off again. All my friends are mad because they think I'm shouting at them all over the internet. Please help." Some of you know that one. All right, people. How about this one? Why did the farmer only wear one boot to town? And the answer, he heard there would be 50% chance of snow. Talking about bad weather, Nolene, are you still with us? Oh no, Nolene is down south. Who do we have in Florida? I'm just trying to think. For some reason, I was going to say Nolene, but she's in Australia. Because I believe it's that Dorian has already gone up to a category 4 in a hurry. You know, it went from 2 to 4 in a very quick space of time. And so anybody that's in the east side of Florida or anywhere in Florida at the moment must be pretty scared. And by the way, I hear that they're running out of fuel, and I also heard that they're running out of bottled water very quickly. And so without a chance of it being able to get back in to be, I guess they've got tomorrow that they should be able to get some more in, but after that it will be a problem. They have a lot on standby, Nana, but where is it? That is what I'm saying, is that, that there are so many gas stations that are completely out of gas at the moment that people can't leave. So the question is, can they truck it in fast enough? I don't think so. Because unless it's there overnight, people are not going to be able to fill up. Okay. I heard, Nana's saying that she thinks that President Trump is going to be helping this disaster more than others, and that'll cause an uproar. Yes, I believe it will. However, it would not be a bad thing. But again, it will cause people to say, why was Florida more important? And the answer would be because they are a major voting bloc for him. And it really is, that is a reality. I don't think Puerto Rico is a major voting bloc for him, whereas Florida really is. And so, you've got to look at the realities of that. Every day, man is making bigger and better foolproof things, and every day, nature is making bigger and better fools. So far, I think nature is winning. Nana's saying that he also owns a lot of property in Florida. Yes, he does, doesn't he? And let's hope that all the other people who own property, let's hope that their houses are safe. Category 4 is nasty, right? Category 4 isn't Okay, I think I'll break a couple of windows. Category 4 is serious damage. Does anybody know when it's meant to make landfall? Is it Monday? Yeah, does anybody know that? I've got a feeling that it could be Monday. But if it is already a category 4 and it's still picking up water now, it could be 5 by the time it hits land if it slows down and picks up more water. Yeah, Monday, that's what I thought. And you know, the amount of, I believe that a lot of the Florida has already had a lot of rain, and therefore a lot of the land is already saturated. So the idea of a major hurricane type storm coming in, um, that is, you know, that water cannot soak into the ground. It's going to create massive flooding. And I heard somewhere today that there was already flooding in Miami before the hurricane even gets there. Yeah, it's really scary. For all you blondes out there, of which I was one, after a helicopter crash, the blonde pilot was asked, "What happened?" She said, it was getting chilly in there, so I turned the fan off. All right, another blonde joke. Two blondes were driving to Disneyland. The sign said, "Disneyland left." So they started crying and went home. Ah, yes, Nana decided to recolor her hair, or rather color her hair. I think the blonde is your natural color, or is that out of, I don't know. Anyway, it's more of an Albany color now, right? The good news, Nana, is actually the red will take a while to leave, I think. Yeah. Bye bye, Britt. Have a good evening or morning. Yeah, it was red at first, and then you got that. Okay, fine. So, you know, the thing is, getting rid of the red is always the difficult part, I think. Right. So, Nyasha, you've never been in a hurricane. That's a good thing. Yeah, but the reality is, Nana, that even if they've covered the red is still there. You know what I mean? Or have they stripped your hair completely? Did they strip it all out and then recolor it, or did they just color over the red? All right. Did you redo it yourself, or did you have it done in a salon? That's what I'm trying to find out. Because if you started with the red and it wasn't stripped out, then the red is still in all the follicles. So it will. Okay, Nolene, great to see you here. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. And I had a great day. Thank you. Oh, you did it yourself. Okay. So what I'm suggesting, just hold on one second. I've got somebody busy trying to phone me and now message me. I just want to let them know I'm broadcasting and that's why I can't answer. Just bear with me one second, please. The whole thing about the red is that you may want to go and spend some money and get it properly stripped, as they say. Hang on a second. All right, let's get back to where we were. Yeah. No, I did not see how swollen your knee was. When did you send that picture, Nana? I saw a picture of your hair. I don't think I saw a picture of your knee. Yesterday? I must have missed that. I'll look for it after the broadcast. I'm wondering, Nana, whether doing what I'm doing to get the swelling in my feet down might help you. Do you have a massager at all? A back massager type thing? I'd have to go back and relook at the picture. I just saw your hair. I saw the dress and the hair, and I didn't look any farther than that, I must admit. Because what I've started to do, Nana, is to actually, when I lie in bed at night, yeah, I know it's a Baker's cyst. You've told us about that. But what I do at night is I actually put my massage pad under the swelling area. And, it's amazing how much just massaging it helps move things around a bit. So, I'm not saying it will work, Nana, but I'm saying it might be worth a try. Yeah, I literally, because my feet get swollen, I actually massage the bottom of my calves and then my main part of my calves and then my thighs. And by the time I've done that, I'm amazed how the swelling has gone down. So, and also if and I really thought about that, Nana, because of something that Jody was telling me about the therapy she has for her lymphoderma. The lymphoderma caused her whole body to swell up. And she has like compression garments that actually, vibrate and help move the liquid. So that made me think, gosh, I should try that for my swollen feet. The thing is this, Nana, I don't know if your massage pad also has heat in it, but it might be worth a try, and it probably will be soothing to you, if nothing else. If you're sitting and watching television, you might just put it under your knee, and let it do that for an hour. I found it's made a huge difference to my feet. enough that I don't need to be taking the diuretics. And that, I have to thank Jodie for talking about what she has to do for her lymphoderma, because it made me think, gosh, wait a minute, that sounds a lot like a massage treatment. And if so, why don't I try that for my feet? Anyway, so I'm just passing that on. You're saying ice really works good. So what about, ice and then the heating pad with massage? That's what I'd be doing. Yeah. It certainly worked for me, so I'm actually quite happy. All right, some of you will relate to this one. Why was the blonde so proud of herself? She finished the puzzle in 5 hours, and the box said 3 to 5 years. So 16 blondes are standing outside a bar. Why didn't they go in? The sign said 18 plus. Another blonde joke, people. Why did the blonde snort artificial sweetener? She thought it was Diet Coke. Oh. Now this sounds like my doctor, right? And so if you wanted to get an idea of what my doctor was like, the man said to the doctor, "When I bend my arm like this, it hurts." So the doctor said, "Well, stop doing that." I've had my doctor do that to me, but as a joke, I'll go, "I don't know why, but whenever I lift my arm, it really hurts." And he says, "Stop lifting it; it won't hurt anymore." Yeah, thank you very much. And then he'll go and have a look at it and see what's causing it. But what do you call a fly buzzing around in a blonde's head? A space invader. All right, so then, and how do you drown a submarine full of blondes? Knock on the door. All right, there are a lot of blonde jokes, and I think we've probably had enough of this. There are a lot of blonde jokes, apparently. De Quaven syndrome. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Is that like carpal tunnel or? All right, this is Nyasha talking about that. Okay, I'm going to have to look that up because I have no idea what that is. And if chances are I won't be the only one that doesn't know what it is. So let me find out and then we can all know. It's like a tendonitis, right? It's a painful inflammation of the tendons in your wrist and lower thumb. When the swollen tendons rub against the narrow tunnel they pass through. Oh, I've got that as well. Oh, yep. Does your thumb lock up? Hi, Erin. Good to see you, honey. Do you find that your thumb locks up? Because I have it with my left thumb sometimes. And what actually do you want to know what happens? Nyasha, I could draw you a picture that will perhaps make more sense. I'd gladly do it if you'd like me to. All right. Yeah. So basically what happens is you have like a sleeve inside your thumb through which a tendon, which is like a long muscle, it goes through. Does that make sense, Nyasha? All right. So this is your tendon and it goes through this sleeve. This is the sleeve, all right? Now, what happens is every now and then it'll get inflamed, all right? And what happens is, if you like, it sort of gets a bulge in it like this. Get the idea? And when it gets that bulge, it's too fat to go back through that sleeve. And so so it gets caught. Have you ever had it where you can't, it gets stuck like this and you can't unstick it? And that's why, because it gets caught like that. So part of the reason that it's a good idea to massage it is to get that swelling to go down enough so that it can pop back through the sleeve. But it can be incredibly painful in that moment. Now, for any of you who've had it, you will know how painful it is. But the other thing is, mine was so bad that I had to have cortisone shots into the knuckle. And I want to tell you, next time I'm just going to, I'm just going to massage it better. Bye-bye, Nana. Enjoy your food. Because given a choice, it just really, I now know just to massage it until it works again. And yeah, it does hurt like the dickens. I quite agree. So, but thank you for mentioning the name. I didn't know it had a fancy name. Well, I hope did it make sense to you, Nyasha? Why it gets locked? I don't know, but to me, if I can see the picture, it makes more sense to me and I can sort of understand it. And so when you realize that what it is the tendon is too, has swollen up too much, then just by rubbing it quickly, you will cause the blood flow and it will help it go down a bit, enough to be able to, go back through the sleeve. It's the best way I can describe it, I think. And I hope that makes sense to anybody else. It happens to me if I use a hose pipe, with one of those fancy heads on it. And if I hold the hose pipe for too long, this will just lock up. So I totally understand the pain of it, believe you me. I think so often these things have incredibly difficult sounding names to them, when really it's something, fairly easy if you can just see the description of it. Yeah, it's a pity. Is that what happened? Did your thumb lock up, Nyasha, or was it something else? I actually had it. I had it really badly. I must admit, for probably about a year. It was a real problem, and I just don't want to remember that. Well, Nyasha, I think, most people, if they can see it, if they can visualize what's going on, it's so much easier. Yeah. If they didn't bother to draw you the picture, how would you understand it? All right. All right. So you couldn't bend your wrist. Your wrist would get locked up. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So the same thing, but probably in a bigger scale if it was your wrist, right? And sometimes just, being aware of, do you exercise your wrist a lot, Nyasha? Or, if you've got that problem, it might be worthwhile doing, exercises with your hands and your wrists. All right. Just to, keep those tendons working properly, and, you know, what probably was happening was you didn't do much with your hands, and then suddenly you'd overuse them, and that's, caused the inflammation. So I would actually make a point of, literally doing arm exercises, wrist exercises, so that so that your um, wrists get to, get used. All right. Especially before you go to work, I would definitely give them a fighting chance. All right. And I would like to say that I think for most people, the reason that we get things like arthritis and stuff like that is because we actually, I'm not sure whether we use our hands less and therefore we get more problems with it, or we get more problems with it and therefore use our hands less. But I was thinking, how many of you can still write a letter? Because I was thinking the other day, I don't write anything anymore. And Jody, I noticed that in the box you actually wrote me a note, and I'm going, wow, she still has beautiful writing. I don't think I do anymore. And there's something about writing a letter that uses your wrists a lot. Um, I would think, Nyasha, doing things like, doing more knitting and crocheting, things that use your hands might be good. Yeah. So I think, it might be an idea to start thinking about maybe exercising your arms. You know, the other thing you might do is get a couple. I don't know if you have any cans of soup at home, but literally ask if you can just, take a couple of cans of soup and use them as weights, and practice being able to lift a can of soup like this, hold the can of soup like this, and then, literally, if you've got two of them, it makes it easier. But do those exercises, do it up and down, do it in, right? All those things. Right. So, Jody, you're saying your handwriting has gone downhill. Well, I want to tell you, it looked pretty darn good to me. I just wondered if, when was the last time, we wrote a letter? Well, obviously, you wrote me a note and it was a long note. So, but, it really is quite scary when I think about how I don't know the last time I actually wrote anything. All right. So when did you hear that your ligaments were badly torn? You see, if your ligaments are actually torn, all right, well, thank goodness they didn't break. And yeah, and so, if that was, say, a while ago, then probably your ligaments have now healed. All right, because they heal naturally most of the time. Yeah. I also have arthritis, and, it's like it is what it is, right? Um, the question is, what is good for arthritis? I'm just wondering if anybody here does have arthritis. Any recommendations that you have for those people who are struggling with it? Okay, so that was 4 years ago. Um, but it could come back if you continue to lift heavy items. Yes. And so what a lot of people do is they wear a brace on their arm. Do you know what I mean by that? Some sort of support thing, so that if they do have to lift, that their arm has support, so that the tendons or ligaments are not used as much. They're supported by something stronger. The interesting thing was, did they give you a definition of what heavy was, all right? Did they mean you cannot lift, a tree trunk, or did they mean you cannot lift a bag of sugar, or did they mean you cannot lift a chair? I think it's very difficult when they say don't lift anything heavy because, heavy is a very difficult thing to define. What might be heavy for you might not be heavy for somebody else. And that's why I always think that they need to be a little bit more specific like that, and sort of give you an example. One of the things, when I had a big operation, um, and ended up with 17 stitches down my stomach, they told me not to lift anything heavy. And that, I said, what does that mean? And they said, what? And I said, what does that mean in your world? I know heavy is, I understand that I shouldn't be moving couches or whatever, but, can I lift a tray of coffee? What is heavy? And so I would ask you all, if anybody gives you an instruction like that, dig a bit deeper so you really know. Oh, excellent. So you do have to continue wearing it. Yes. I think that's a really good idea because it will protect you in case you accidentally pick up something that is too heavy. It'll help you a little. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad we talked about it. Yes, Jody, I thought that as well. Move the affected joints as much as you can. Light massage, warm showers, heat pads also help keep the joints mobile. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking as well, that if any of you have got arthritis coming in, it would be a good time to start doing things that use your hands. Start playing the piano. Um, I believe that, actually go and have hand massages. Um, it's like it's really important that we keep mobile. And that's why I'm saying that, it's interesting. If I go like this, my left hand hurts. All right. I can feel it here. But the other side of it is this: the more that I move my fingers and hands, the less likely I am to be locked up long term. Um, so to me, this is like we can have the problems, but we can also help correct the problems. So what I'd be doing, Nyasha, is next time you get a chance to see that doctor, is talk a little bit more about after 4 years, should it be healed now, or is this an ongoing situation? I think if you tear a ligament, it does fix itself in time, and probably fixes itself better than it was originally. I'd have to do, Jody, can you make a note for me just to look that up? If you tear a ligament and and give it time to rest, will it rebuild itself? I think it does. You need to not use it a lot for a long time so that it has a chance to do that. One of the things I found out, Nyasha, for example, was I broke my right ankle one time. And one of the things the doctor said to me was, well, the good news is when this heals, it'll be stronger than your left one. You think that because you've broken it, it will be the weaker ankle. But apparently, if you break a bone like that, when it heals, it actually ends up healing stronger than the original. Don't know why that is, but that's what I was told anyway. Yeah. That's what I heard, right? And so there must be something about calcium and joints that when they do that, they heal stronger. Yeah, I'm certain we'll find out why, but it is an interesting fact. And I also think, and you forgive me for this one, but I think when your heart breaks, you end up with a stronger heart as well. Um, it may take a couple of breaks before you go, wait a minute, I don't like this at all. I need to change what I'm doing. But I do believe that sort of heartache ends up being um, that you end up stronger in some ways. And so for me, most people that I meet that have been through a lot of pain, end up being stronger people because of it. And regardless of what the pain is, all right? Yes, so Nana's saying that the bone grows over both sides. If this is the break, um, if the break is here, then the bone sort of grows over the other bone a bit more and makes it stronger. Yeah, that's good analogy. Thank you. So what I wanted to just say is that it always amazes me how we get to smile on a Friday, and yet we end up talking about all sorts of things. Yes, it's on top and over the bottom, right? Both sides. Yeah. So it grows both ways, is what you're saying. It's like it creates a sleeve over the break from both sides. Yep. Yeah. So hang on, let me see if I can draw this, Nana. So if this is the bone and it breaks, when it heals like this. So you end up. All right. Does that make better sense? So it covers the break and part of the bone. Yeah, exactly. All right, fine. Sometimes I have to draw it for it too. Sometimes my drawings are more descriptive than my words. Yeah, but it is interesting that's what they said to me, that just know that when this heals, your right ankle is going to be stronger than your left. Right. So Niasha, I understand that, all right. And Niasha's saying that's why her boss used to call her physically challenged, because she couldn't lift heavy things. And that is physically challenged, all right? If you're unable to lift something heavy, that doesn't mean that you're an idiot or you're stupid or whatever. It means that you have a physical disability to be able to carry heavy things. And she used to help you a lot, but she didn't believe you. Okay. Yes, and you do need to look after yourself, but it may be. So that's about no. But listen, Niasha, Nana is talking about a break of a bone. All right. A bone will mend itself stronger than originally. What I'm saying to you is you need to go back to your doctor and find out whether that ligament has actually healed enough that you can go back to lifting things. You may find that by now that ligament is strong enough for you to be able to lift things again. Would you like that? It's very different between a bone and a ligament. Very different material, if you like. It's like the difference between a piece of wood and a blanket, right? Two completely different things. So the reason I say it, Nyasha, is an awful lot of athletes tear a ligament. All right, they'll tear a hamstring or they'll tear some other ligament in their body. And if they rest it enough, it will heal back again. So Ellie's coming with a boyfriend, coming to your home, all right? How long are they staying for? She's all grown up. Isn't that amazing? For a week. Wow. Isn't that amazing? She's 20 already. She was just so small when I first met her. Yeah. She was 13 or 14, I think, when I met her. Okay, so Nyasha, you're saying you believe not because whenever I do lift things now, and then my wrist hurts at times. My wrists hurt at times if I lift heavy things. Okay, so wear the brace. And then, you may find that by wearing the brace, you can, the doctor will say, as long as you're wearing the brace, it's fine. And then I would wear the brace for work. And then you will be a much more productive worker. You'll still have your dizzy moments, but at least you'll be able to do more, honey. Nana, how does it feel to have your granddaughter come to visit with a boyfriend and stay for a week? Nana, I assure you, at 72, a lot of things on my body are sore. But I look at it and go, I'm grateful that it still works to some degree, even if it's painful. Do you know what I mean? I try to remember that the fact that it's painful means that it's still working, to some degree. Yeah. So in the morning when I have to think before I walk, because I've got to get the muscles working a bit before I can actually, and I hobble when I first get out of bed, which means I've started doing different exercises. I don't know if this makes any sense, but what I've started to do, Nana, and anybody else that is having some problems, in the morning, I'll go to the bathroom and I'll put the lid down on my toilet, and then I will lift the one leg and put it on top of the toilet and balance. Does that make sense? Or do I need to show you what I'm talking about? And then I'll count to 10 and drop this foot on the floor, lift the other foot and put it up. And after I've done that a few times, I will then lift this up and then I will lean my whole body forward so that I stretch the leg. And then, go put it down, put the other leg up and really stretch it as well. Just because I realize that I am losing that height ability. I can't lift my legs as well as I used to. Okay, let me show you. Wow. Oh. So, Nana, if this is my toilet seat, what I will do is I will just lift this leg, all right? And then I will balance. In other words, don't hold on to anything. See if I can balance on this leg, strengthen this leg. And then I will drop this leg, put the other leg up, all right, and then balance with this one. And then I will start stretching this way, right? Really leaning forward, and stretch each leg. Because I realize that I'm not doing enough of that. Now, I could also go out and walk more, but I really do want to get my this motion working again. The other thing, Nana, I would ask you, can you go up your stairs? I know you have a staircase in your house. Can you go up your stairs without holding onto the banister? See, that's a pretty good check. I know, for example, that Jody is working on being able to actually take steps again. And Jody, I know you were telling me that you've been working on that. You know, she literally for a while couldn't even walk. All right, so with your knee problem, you can't go up without holding on to the banister. Yeah, I other than it being really uncomfortable, is it also really painful, or is it just uncomfortable because it's so swollen? I would think that going up and down the stairs probably would be good for your knee, because it's forcing circulation of your leg. I'm not a doctor, but that's what I think. So at times it can be painful. Okay. So my sense is, Nana, that probably it is, you might want to check that with your doctor next time you're there. But I would think making a point of actually going up and down the stairs, say 5 times a day. Yeah, you do have to go up and down them. Yeah. I have to go up and down mine as well. But do you know, I force myself to go down more often than normal. Because I want that exercise. And part of me is thinking, I've got to think about this when I move, because I'm going to move to a single level. Yeah, how many times do you think you go up and down the stairs in a day? I try to make sure that I do that at least 5 times a day, and more if I can. I find reasons to go down. In the old days, I used to collect everything together and go down once. Now I don't see it that way. Now I go down to take the garbage out, then I come back. And then I go down to put the wash in, and then I come back. And then in the old days, I would take stuff for watering the tubs outside. Hi, Benji. Thank you for the birthday wishes, honey. I appreciate that. And I hope you're having fun where you are. So to me, it's I'm finding reasons to go up and down those stairs. Right. So, try and do that. And, Nana, the thing that I would be asking, the thing I would be asking my doctor is, is exercise going to help it? And in fact, you'd probably find that, you probably will find that even on Dr. Google, whether exercise helps a baker's knee. Yeah. Yeah. And also massage, right? And the thing is this, that it may be, you probably, yes, it may also be that if you've got a health plan that allows you to do things like that, it might also be that you can go and get physiotherapy for it. Yeah. So I know we've discussed this a number of times, and I presume you're doing the things that you're meant to do. But we're always looking for ways to give you one more option. I really would try the massage pad um, because it really has helped me with my swollen feet. Yep. He probably isn't even still here, Nana. He popped in to wish me a happy birthday. So he may not have stayed. He might have just popped in to say happy birthday. All right, he's still there. All right, so do you want... What time is it there, honey? Six in the evening or 6 in the morning? No, it must be in the evening. You're behind us, right? I took one look at yeah, I took one look at the water and was so jealous. I just went, wow. How great is that, right? To be in that water. And it must feel really awesome. So we hope that you all have a wonderful vacation. And I saw Nini was looking great as well. And she very kindly sent me a birthday wish early this morning or earlier today. So please, if you can, Benji, I did write and thank her, but let her know how much I appreciated that. It was really kind of her. And, Chris Riley also wrote, and I thought that was really nice of Chris. And then, so I said to him that, we're going to have to make a plan so I can give him another hug. Yeah, thank you, Benj. I appreciate that. So, Benj, I just wondered, are you making time to do stuff that, your project? Can I word it that way? You know what the project is, so that's fine. Because I was thinking where you are would be a perfect place to just sit and do that. You've got it with you. Okay, honey. The last I heard was 5. So we're talking a bit in code here, but I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, I am part of what Benji asked me to do is to help him do a project, and it is so cute because I think it's wonderful. It's the same with Jody or anybody else. If you've got something that you're trying to achieve, it's a really good idea to have somebody who cares about you that holds you accountable. And I think, Benji, that it was magical that you allowed me to hold you accountable on this one. And hopefully it will help you get it done. And in the back of my little brain, when it's all done, I'll be able to say, and I had part of that. Nana, do you see the little picture at the bottom underneath where you type? There is a face. If you click on that, it'll give you the emojis. All right, and you've got choices of which ones you want to use. All right, you can either do ones that are people, or you can do ones that are happy birthday type ones. It's like, or food ones generally. I'm trying to find a birthday cake. I think there is one somewhere. There you go. Now you found them. All right. Now you know how to do that. There you go, Nana. All right. So he is Benji Man TV. And he is part of Judy's life. Yes. So, honey, I really did want to say that I'm delighted that you took the project with you and that you are. I'll be even more glad if you bring it back with some improvement on it, because it means that you will have made time. Nana, yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah. I really appreciate the fact that you popped in to say happy birthday. And Benj, I just wanted to let you know that um, I had dinner with Dougie this week, Benj, and he asked me to send his regards on to you. And um, I was thinking that we should really try and get each other together. By the way, my brother is coming next week, Benji, for a week. So I just thought I would let you know that. I don't know if you'll be home by then. Hi, Vanessa. Good to see you, honey. So, what I wondered is, I just wondered how long you're going to be there, or you don't have to tell me that publicly, but if you could do it privately, just so I know. Okay, the end of next week. All right, so here's the problem. He arrives on the 7th and he'll be gone on the 14th. So it sounds like you won't meet him. And it could be the last chance that you get. But never mind. If that is the timing, that's what it is. Anyway, I really did want to say, Benj, that Dougie was speaking about you, and he's. I just wanted to let you know that. And he's looking great, by the way. He's looking the best I've seen him in a long time. All right. Does anybody have a question of Benji while he's here? Or Benji, do you have any questions while you're here? That also would be a point. Nobody? Okay. Because we're just about out of time, so this would be your opportunity to ask a question if you want to. Benji, I really, really appreciate the fact, honey, big hugs to you, that you made the time to pop in and say, I saw that you left me a note, but I was already doing the broadcast, so I couldn't respond to you. But I did appreciate it that you did that. One of those old things, right? Don't tell me you care, show me you do. Yeah. So I a big hug to you, Annie, and I miss you, and I hope I will get to see you before too much longer. And Please give everybody a hug from me and tell them I miss them. And uh, I'm I'm glad you popped in. I really am. I was scared I wouldn't talk to you today, so I am, with tears in my eyes. I'm very, very appreciative. Thanks, honey. Have a wonderful vacation. You deserve it. Try not to work too hard. And, it was just great to see the kids in the water and to see everybody enjoying themselves. All right? So, everybody, I wish you all a wonderful weekend, and we will see you again on Sunday for those of you who can be here when we do Soul Sunday. I am not sure how many broadcasts I will be able to do the following week. I probably will be okay on Friday. But because my brother is only visiting me for 1 week, and it could be the last visit I have from him, he's come a long way. I may not have time to do a broadcast on the Sunday, but I will try and keep you. Thanks, Benj. I will try and keep you all informed of that. It was a pleasure. I hope you did laugh a little, Isabel. It's always good to laugh a little. And so to all of you, uh, be kind to one another, but please be kind to yourself. If you hurt, get it checked out. If you're sick, look after yourself. Um, try to just be good to yourself, because if you're not good to yourself, nobody else is going to be. And if you're procrastinating over something, get somebody to help you. You see, you will be able to show that you really want to do it by getting somebody to be your accountability buddy. And I think that's a really good indication that you really do want to do something. You are prepared to say to somebody, I need you to be on my team and help me get this accomplished. And when you hear that, hey, even Benji does that, I think it's wonderful. All right, everybody. So thank you all. We'll see you on Sunday. Look after yourselves and do what's right for your body, whether it's sore or not sore, or be careful of what you lift if you're not meant to be lifting things. And Jody, I just still didn't hear. How many steps can you do now, Jody? Because I really think, you've lost 100 and something pounds. Your ability to walk must be starting to improve. And so I thought it'd be really nice to keep everybody informed on your progress on that. Amazing work that Jody has done with, getting the lymphoderma. You can do 25 steps now? Jody, that is amazing. So do you do that holding on to your wheelchair, or are we talking that you can balance for 25 steps? That is amazing, Jody, either way. All right, so keep up the great work, Jody. We're here to support you as best we can. And what is your next goal? To be able to do 30? Right. So now the goal is to be able to do 30 with your walker, but now you can also do some without. How does that feel? Yes, she's 25 steps closer to the beach. Great, great thinking, Isabel. Well done. You remembered. All right, so we'll keep track, Jody. We'll keep track and see how you do with those steps. And just, do both carefully. All right? Yeah, can you imagine how great that would be to actually be able to walk on the beach? Um, it feels amazing. Well, I want to tell you, it feels amazing to hear about it, Jody, and you deserve it. You certainly work hard at it. And again, Jody, thank you so much for all my amazing presents that you sent me. It was not just that you sent them to me, but it was the thought that went into them all. And I am going to have such fun with this. You already know that. And I'm going to have such fun playing with the other things that you sent. So kind of you. I was really, really delighted. All right, everybody, a big hug to you all. We can do this. Take one step at a time towards whatever it is your goal is. Nana, all the best for your week with Ali and the boyfriend. Does the boyfriend have a name? Um, you know, I'm trying to remember what my mother's reaction was when I came. Well, your grandmother, not even mother, right? Um, so, I have 1,001 questions that are really none of my business, but, best of luck. And it must be a little scary to meet somebody that you've never met before and have them stay in your house for a week. That is, not easy. I would think the most important thing to find out what he likes to do, what are his hobbies and so forth, so that at least you know what to do with him or what to get Rick to do with him while you and Ali talk makeup or whatever. So, best of luck. And Jody, keep up the great work. I'm very, very happy with that. All of you, we'll see you on Sunday. This is Dear Mama Sal saying, remember to smile a bit. It's good for us on Fridays. We'll see you on Sunday. Bye bye for now. Bye, everyone. Bye, Benj.